Okay.
There you go. Yeah, you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can record it too. So no, I cannot. So does not allow me. Thank you so much, Dr. Clearfield, to give me this for your invite and give me this opportunity to be at your meeting and share my views and also my approach on aging and anti-aging. So this is my holistic approach. Might be similar to yours, might be different, but today I'm here to just share my view. So I hope it can help some people that they're having some questions about anti-aging. So would Dr. Clearfield, I want to share my I want to share a screen.
You should be able to just hit share screen and it should go to it. There you go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you so much for your introduction, Dr. Clearfield. So for some people that they don't know me, I'm Dr. Zarrin, the founder of Integrative Medicine and Nutrition by Quantum Academy, and also founder of Homeopathy and Nutrition Clinic in Toronto, Canada. I'm a homeopathic practitioner, educator, and lecturer, and also the author of Quantum Anti-Aging. So today, it was the hardest, it's always a challenge for me to fit in 220-page book into just less than 1 hour and not missing points. Hopefully, I'm not missing the main points here. It was a challenge for me, but I tried my best to keep my points. So this is the cover book, Quantum Anti-Aging, and is written by myself. And it's a keynote book, it's not a textbook. And I wrote it in a very, very simple way and also simplified many medical terms in order to be easy understood by the public and by everyone with different level of education and background. And it's based on my holistic approach. And I think most of you know that my domain is homeopathy, and also is based on the concept of cure and principles of healing, regeneration process, and renewal cycles of the human body. So the definition of quantum anti-aging, it means a repair, heal, regenerate, and renew at the cellular level. Nothing more than that. And I think all of you are familiar with this process that the human body constantly going through this process of repair, heal, regenerate, and renewal. There is always often asked me questions, what's the difference between anti-aging and quantum anti-aging? So the difference between I chose quantum anti-aging because my approach and my view is works at the cellular level. But the common term anti-aging, it mostly applies to external. Quantum anti-aging is a holistic approach based on homeopathic medicine to awaken natural healing ability in human body. It's an internal approach. It starts at the cellular level from within. It's a natural process of renewal and not artificial treatments. It's supporting the biological functions, and it's all about healing principles, regeneration process, and renewal cycles. Quantum anti-aging simply means to awaken, activate, and support the human body's healing ability to go through naturally designed cycles of healing, regeneration, and renewal at any age. Quantum anti-aging is a series of health strategies to prolong your quality of life from within to sustain internal harmony, homeostasis, and balanced states in order to heal, regenerate, and renew at all times. Quantum anti-aging definition simply says no to the chronic or constant degeneration. We always have acute periods of degeneration, such as sickness, injury, surgery, but always follows by regeneration according to our genetic information or code on a timely manners. Quantum anti-aging says no to premature degeneration or quick aging, no to getting old, no to early, quick, or artificial death. But yes, as I've mentioned earlier, to cellular healing, renewal, regeneration, and restoration of health state, which is a balanced state of physical body, mind, emotion, and fundamental life energy. Today, my presentation remarks is about aging, the main human concerns, healing principles, renewal cycles, regeneration process, laws of nature and philosophy of life, physiological, biological, pathological aspects of aging, internal underlying causes of aging, aging hormones, and external aging contributing factors, anti-aging organ and anti-aging hormones, and my holistic homeopathic or homotoxicology approach, and also my therapeutic nutrition, genetic diet, and fasting. As I mentioned earlier, it is a summary of 220 pages. Was a challenge to fit it into, I don't know, Dr. Clearfield, if I have 1 hour. I hope so. Less than 1 hour, I don't think so I can finish.
Take all the time you want.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So in my practice, I have been practicing for over 20 years. I designed an anti-aging program called Inside Out and Outside In. That it includes a combination of internal cellular renewal, which is 90% of my practice, and external natural skincare regimen, which is 10%. So today, we don't have much time. I would like to focus on inside out quantum anti-aging. So internal healing treatments by homotoxicology or homeopathic remedies, homeopathic minerals, gemotherapy remedies, oligo elements, and therapeutic nutrition. Aging has always been one of the main concerns for human beings throughout history. Personally, even though I have invested most of my life for long-term education, however, anti-aging and longevity has always been my great interest from as far as I remember. I've gathered information through my study, my practice, and research, in addition to my personal acknowledgements, to my personal experiences and awareness. Since the beginning of life, people were constantly trying to find a way to look better, feel better, stay youthful, and keep healthy. All sciences, all religions, all researchers, they all try to bring health, healing, and happiness to human beings. People always been in search of finding different natural medicines, food, herbs, vitamins, supplements, beauty, and cosmetic products, even harmful medications. Sometimes they really want to get younger. They're kind of looking for anything that can happen. And even harmful medication, harsh topical treatments, and cosmetic surgeries to gain youthfulness in order to look younger. You cannot become younger artificially, topically, or externally, because looking good, and feeling good, health and healing, is the human internal domain that always manifests itself on the outside. We should always look into the aging phenomena internally, understanding and treating it from within. I would like to talk about philosophy a little bit. Nature has no concept of aging or getting old. Nature has a concept of growing old, dimensionally and naturally. Aging process is just similar to the process of chronic disease, and it follows the same degeneration process, which is supposed to be a temporary phase prior to the renewal cycle. We always go through degeneration process, but according to the nature, laws of nature, and also our genetic code, we always follow regeneration cycle. Degeneration always follows regeneration, as winter is always followed by spring. Similarly, the human body regenerates and renews itself at all times, no matter the age. Aging process is going against the laws of nature and life principle, which govern life at all times. The human body is an absolute part of nature, and it's always going through the renewal cycles according to the laws of nature. Neither nature stops its renewal cycles, nor the human body. Aging is not a natural phenomenon, but unfortunately is accepted and approved by people as natural process of life. Therefore, they don't seek answers or treatments for aging, unlike the other illnesses, because nobody asked this question. Why aging? Human body's aging process and degeneration is quite similar to the process of chronic diseases. But why not treating the aging? Aging is caused by negligence due to a lack of knowledge about the human body, how human body operates at all levels and dimensions as a whole in unity. Aging is not a natural phenomenon because nature constantly renews itself the way Earth is renewing itself by turning into spring, never vice versa. The human body is an absolute part of nature. It follows the same principles and has no premature aging, constant degeneration, or early death in its nature.
Amen.
The human body is constantly going through the cycles of weakening, dormancy, and degeneration. This is a natural cycle, but always followed by awakening, regeneration, and renewal, the same as repair, replace, restore, and regenerates. These characteristics are endowed in all living beings, including the human body by nature, without exception. The same as like healing of a wound, the wound healing process that always follows by repair, healing, regeneration, and renewal. Because when that happens in a tissue, it changes the homeostasis in that tissues and always follows by inflammation and proliferation, and then starts remodeling and then goes through regeneration, renewal. The same thing occurs in every single cell in human body. So there are two different terms, different biological functions. So these two different terms have different biological functions. So when we say getting old, it means constant degeneration, and constant weakening means there is no regeneration. Growing old means degeneration follows regeneration and renewals. Regeneration might get slow, but it should never be stopped at any age. Nature has no concept of aging or getting old, but only growing old naturally. This is my view and whole purpose of my talk today. So again, it's the same thing as I mentioned earlier. Growing old means, the process of getting old, it's weakening, degeneration, and eventually early or artificial death. It means your physical body is degenerating, your mental body is giving up on life challenges, losing intellect and faculty, losing cognition, slowing down on all levels and dimensions. But growing old means prolonging your life by having optimal biological functions, keep repairing, continue healing, regenerating, and renewing in all physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. Growing old simply means to explore your life longer, better, and healthier, expanding your perceptions, getting more knowledge, becoming wiser, awakening your intelligence, becoming boundless and limitless in all dimensions. Do not regret getting old. It's a privilege denied to so many others. So by growing old, ascending beyond your physical level, that is your spiritual dimension. I don't know if you notice people that they reaching like 60 years old, they're all becoming wiser, more intelligent, more spiritual. because it's a time that you can master your life and become your life creator. We can do it all when we keep regenerating. There is two age. Chronological age is the length of time that a person has existed on the planet Earth from birth to death, is measured by the numbers of days, months, and years a person lives. But it has no use, only for identity, social affairs, documents, or legal purposes, at least in my view. Naturally, this number of age does not determine the state of health or the cellular aging of the human body. I have seen many people, many patients coming to me like they are in their early 40s, but their body operating like 70 years old, and vice versa. People that they are 75 years old, the body operating like 50 years old. So chronological age does not determine the cellular aging of the human body. There is biological age, which in my view is the true person's age by nature. It refers to the body's internal biological functions, how the person functions, how the person looks, how the person feels and lives. There is no such number for how you look or how you feel or how you function. Biological age also refers to as a physiological age. We should take many lifestyle factors into consideration, including proper nutrition, hygiene, level of activity, balanced emotions, healthy mental state and thought process, sleeping habits, healthy relationships at all levels, and the other environmental factors. You cannot give a number to these characteristics. This age is calculated based on a person's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual conditions, which I always say biological age is the person's true age by nature. Aging and anti-aging. When we want to understand what's the process of anti-aging, we have to understand the process of aging, because aging happens some chronically. So aging and anti-aging are two sides of one coin, or two opposite poles of one phenomenon. In order to understand the anti-aging process, first we must understand the opposite pole, which is the aging process, how the human body ages and how we can prevent, slow, or stop it from further aging. We should investigate the nature of the human body closely to know how to find the body's balance, homeostasis, and harmony at any stage in your life. Internal harmony is the key to anti-aging. Homeostasis and balanced state is the key to anti-aging. That's why the external treatments cannot put the human body into anti-aging process. The entire human body is renewed almost completely in a cycle of 12 months or 365 days. So that's why we celebrate our body's renewal every day, which is called birthday. I personally don't, because I try to get younger, but that's the concept of birthday every year, is because 365 days, the body is completely renewed. But this serious question should be asked. If the body constantly renews itself, why do some people age prematurely and some people age slowly and some don't age very much at all? I created a trinity of disease, which I have it in my book. This trinity of the disease, there are three underlying causes of chronic diseases, including aging. So the answer why some people, they get premature aging, some people is slow aging, and some at all, it's found in my trinity of disease, or the three main underlying causes of human body degeneration. So the aging is equal to degeneration, but this degeneration in aging is constant. It does not follow the renewal cycle or regeneration. The only time that the body goes through constant degeneration is when there is chronic cellular deficiencies, when there is cellular starvations, no matter how much available food we have around us, how much food we eat, and how accessible the food is. But starvation, cellular starvation, is another concept. So no matter how much you eat, if the cells are hungry, they don't get essential nutrients. So it's going to cause degeneration. The second one is a chronic cellular intoxications. That intoxication happens every single moment in our body by oxidation, by homotoxin, by exotoxin, and we are actually, this generation, we are swimming in toxins, externally and internally. The third one is chronic cellular inadequate life energy flow, because every single cell works with energy. So human body is like an electric device. It works with electromagnetic. Our brain, our heart, our nervous system, our digestive system, everything works with electromagnetic, with energy. If there is any blockage at the cellular level, that the energy cannot flow, there is no such exchange, transportation of nutrients can occur, and also the cells cannot remove the toxins from that is caused by oxidations. So these three underlying causes are the main causes of aging. I would like to talk about deficiency, cellular deficiency, which is the first cause of aging. Almost over 90% of chronic diseases or body degeneration, including aging, are caused by the essential nutrients chronic deficiencies, especially essential minerals. I would explain to you why. So is aging, because aging is a chronic degeneration process as a chronic disease. We are all this generation living in a deficient world, too much deficient food, too much processed and artificial food, but not receiving adequate essential nutrients. All the fruits, vegetables, crops are deficient because of modern agriculture, because of the chemical fertilizer, because terrible modern lifestyle that is equal to unnatural living. It's been the last 100 years, unfortunately, we have so much comfort and advancement outside of the human body, but lots of distraction inside of human body. Because of the deficient topsoil, no natural bacteria and soil to make the mineral bioavailable for humans. Chemical medications. Over the last 100 years, unfortunately, the allopathic model drugged up people, and people are on chemical medications for decades, and they are drugged up. They using too much of stimulants. I had people coming to me, they say they have 6 coffees a day, they have marijuana, they have this, they use this, they use that, and plus all this deficient food and contaminated water, and unfortunately, slow digestion, a slow absorption, a slow metabolism, and slow assimilations. So this generation is messed up generation, and then that definitely aging occurs in almost everyone. So there are 92 essential nutrients. Healthy cellular duplications and renewal needs 92 essential nutrients on a regular basis. When I say essential nutrients, it means the body cannot make them, because human body can make so many things on its own, but the essential ones cannot be made inside the body, and they have to be, enter in the body through proper nutrition and food. The body cannot make them, and out of 92 essential nutrients, 60 of them are minerals. Just look at this number. 2/3 of all nutrients that the body needs them on a regular basis, 60 of them means 2/3 of them are minerals. And I would explain to you why mineral is so crucial and so important in aging. 60 vitamins that should be supplemented every day through proper food and nutrition. 12 of them are water soluble, like you guys all know about this, such as B complexes, and 4 of them, such as A, E, D, K, are fat solubles, and 12 amino acids. Amino acids, we know that they are basic units for proteins, and all connective tissues in the body, repairs and renewal. We need these amino acids for repair. And there are 3 essential fatty acids from omega-3 group and omega-6 groups, and also water and oxygen. These are all 92 essential nutrients that every human being has to have them on a daily basis. But why 60 of them are minerals? We are swimming in the world of toxins internally and externally. Homotoxins, that internal toxins, are produced through body metabolism, oxidation, from acidic pH, from uric acid, urea, nitrogen, ammonium, from negative emotions, from anger, from grief. Anger actually is a great age contributor because it damages the anti-aging organ. And I would explain to you what is that, the anti-aging organ. Grief, trauma, constant stress, medications, recreation drugs, unnatural and processed food, smoking, inadequate oxygen inhale, impure contaminated water, and also too many chronic diseases on top of all this. Exotoxins, which are external toxins such as chemicals, pollutions, radiations, heavy metals in soil and water, excess electromagnetics, which we are all exposed, geopathic stress, and many other environmental aggressions. I elaborated about all this, like electromagnetics and geopathic stress, in my book, but we don't have much time to go explain it further. So the third cause of aging, which I explained to you, it's an inadequate energy flow, because no matter, even you have enough nutrients, your digestion is the best, you have getting enough nutrients, there is no deficiency or whatever, but if there is no exchange of energy, if there is no adequate energy at the cellular level, so the problem is that the nutrients cannot get into the cells and the toxins cannot get out of the cells. Every human being has 2 major bodies. We have one earth body, which is the physical body, and one non-physical body, which is energy body. These 2 bodies, they always have to come into alignment. They always have to work harmoniously together in order to bring the state of health to human body. Imbalance or misalignment between these 2 main human's dimensions, physical body and non-physical body, is one of the main cause of aging. Inadequate energy flow at the cellular level causes mistuning and disharmony between the physical biological body or non-physical or energy body. At this imbalanced state, the exchange of energy between these 2 bodies is disturbed and blocked. Consequently, body cells without energy, without any adequate energy flow, age quickly. So that's why homeopathy comes to people's rescue, because that's the job of homeopathic remedy, to bring these 2, physical body and non-physical body, into alignment. So that's why homeopaths getting younger instead of getting older. The human body's cells are naturally programmed to constantly renew and replace at their own natural cycles according to their genetic code on a regular basis. When we say own natural cycles according to genetic code, because every organ, they have their own cycles. They have their own durations of regeneration. For example, the stomach, between 2 to 9 days is going to be renewed. Red blood cells, 4 months. Tongue, 10 days. Lung, 8 days. The skin, 14 to 30 days. Liver, 150 to 500 days. I would explain liver. I actually am going to elaborate on liver later. Platelets, 10 days. White blood cells, 1 to 5 days. Intestine, 2 to 4 days. Bone, 14 days. Brain, lifetime. So, but does not mean that brain does not regenerate. Female gamete, lifetime. Sperm, 64 days. Islands, cells, lifetime. But these cells, such as brain, female gamete, and islands, they have their own way of regenerating, which I have it in my book, but it's a big, like a broad kind of concept to talk about. But they don't regenerate the way the other tissues and organs do. So, question: if the body is constantly renewing itself, as I mentioned, like liver, like stomach, platelets, every single cell is renewing. But if the body is constantly renewing itself, but why the body is getting older instead of getting younger? Human body has an intelligence or wisdom to heal itself at any given moment. Your intelligence knows how to heal itself, when to heal itself, and where healing is needed. Your intelligence heals you according to your genetic code, DNA, or blueprint information. So the answer to that question is, again, is lying on the Trinity of disease or Trinity of aging. The reason of aging is unhealthy cell divisions. No matter what, the cells of all the organs and tissue, they go through cell divisions, but they go through unhealthy cell divisions. When the existing cells are not essentially well nourished, when the cells are starving, when the cells have chronic deficiencies, when the existing cells are full of toxins, there is a problem with the energy flow and the toxins cannot get out of the cells. There is no energy at the gate of the cells. Therefore, the DNA of existing cells is fragile, easily mutates, and loses its structure. Mutated DNA still duplicates no matter what. It, according to genetic code, is going to duplicate, but the same kind of cells. So the new cells are mutated as well, are sick and fragile as the mother cells. Therefore, due to fragility, the new weak cells will age and die quickly. As a result, simply the body ages quickly and steadily. So renewal, it's happening constantly. But the problem is the cells that is deficient, is the cells that is intoxicated, is the cells that does not have enough energy flow. That's a problem, but the body does it. The body does the job all the time. The problem is just the negligence that we don't take care of our body at the cellular level. But in people that they have healthy cell divisions, it's when the existing cells are essentially well nourished, when the existing cells are free of homotoxin and exotoxins, when the existing cells are receiving a proper life energy flow, the new cells are healthy, have a strong DNA, are firm, and they do not degenerate or age. When the cell's duplication continues in a healthy manner for 12 consecutive months, almost all the body cells are replaced, renewed, and regenerated. As a result, the body is renewed naturally, becomes healthier and younger. So there is no magic behind it, only to understand what's going on. So if you can compare the healthy DNA and the degenerated DNA, so the renewal or duplication happens constantly, but the healthy DNA makes the same healthy DNA, and the sick DNA makes sick DNA. When the DNA of the cells is intact, it will duplicate into new cells which are stronger and healthier than the old ones when you can become biologically younger. When the DNA is mutated and sick, it will duplicate unhealthy, weak, fragile, deficient, and sick cells that will age more quickly than you easily age. So the causes of DNA mutation are deficiency, intoxication, and lack of energy flow at the cellular level.
You got that one?
Sorry about that.
No problem. So I think I finished with the first segments of the philosophy and DNA. Now I would like to get to aspects of aging. So I talked about energy body, and a physical body. I like to talk about biological aspects, physiological aspects, and anatomical aspects to understand the aging process. Human body is an electric device, all such as brain, heart, nervous system. Electromagnetic at the gate of the cells must be operated properly. No proper energy flow in deficient and intoxicated cells, as I mentioned earlier. Nutrients transportation interrupted when there is no energy flow. Nutrients cannot get into the cells. Cellular toxins cannot get out of the cells. That's a time that homeopathic medicine helps. That's a time that homeopathic medicine is rescuing the cells. The energy body or non-physical is playing a crucial role in the physical body's aging process. Gates of the cells. When I said 60% out of 92 essential nutrients are minerals, because gate of the cells relying on certain minerals. If there is no minerals, the gate of the cells would not operate. The chromosomes of DNA are held in place by minerals. Mineral deficiency is one of the main causes of cellular or DNA destruction. I can explain it days about this, but I'm not sure that I have enough time to talk about it, because if you go back to the chromosomes here, as you see, there are two long strands of polysaccharides in DNA, and there are 4 steps of amino acids that they're holding these two long strands of polysaccharide together. So these are held, those are glued by minerals. If there is mineral deficiencies, DNA easily is losing the structures and becomes mutated. So that's why mineral is very, very crucial in all chronic diseases, including aging. Cellular deficiency and biological aspects of aging, as I mentioned, cellular deficiency, I keep repeating it because it's the first cause of aging, especially essential minerals. As I said, gates of the cells rely on certain minerals. The chromosomes in DNA is held by minerals. And mineral deficiency is one of the main causes of cellular or DNA destruction. So biological aspects, as I mentioned earlier about toxicities, intracellular and extracellular toxicity. Intracellular means toxicity inside the cells, and extracellular toxicity is the matrix, is outside of the cells. Imbalance or inadequate energy flow at the cellular level, and also hormonal imbalance, especially insulin and cortisol, the 2 aging hormones. I will talk about it in the next slides. So there are 2 major aging hormones, which are insulin and cortisol. And also pH of the body is playing a huge role in aging, because when the body falls into acidic pH, it goes through degeneration process much faster. For anti-aging, the best is to be slightly alkaline. When the body goes through catabolic metabolism instead of anabolic metabolism, aging occurs. So internal systemic dehydration is one of the causes of aging as well, and also internal systemic and cellular oxidations. I'd like to talk about anatomical aspect of aging, because aging always occurs from within. When we see wrinkles on the surface of the body, the very first thing should cross your mind is the bone loss density, is osteoporosis, and muscle atrophy. That's the second. And also loss of elasticity in the connective tissues. So then wrinkles can manifest on the surface. Bone loss, a slow bone metabolism, a slow osteoblastic activity, and fast osteoclastic activity. Muscle atrophy, constant tissue breakdown, and a slow tissue repairing. Loss of connective tissues elasticity and strength due to inadequate amount of main protein fibers, collagen and elastin, the two anti-aging proteins. I would explain them a little further. Why people shrink? Aging and sickness have the same underlying causes with the similar biological processes. The body gets sick, ages, and dies because of the internal destructive processes. On the other hand, the body heals, renews, regenerates, and keeps healthy due to the internal constructive processes. Aging, just like a chronic disease, follows the same processes and always starts at the cellular level. Aging manifestation. Aging on the surface of the body is the manifestation of internal cellular aging. We do not have external disease or external aging. Wrinkles or sagging skin is the manifestation of internal shrinking caused by the bone density loss, muscle atrophy, loss of strength and elasticity of the connective tissues. So when people come to me for aging, I have so many people coming for anti-aging protocols. The very first thing I have to do is just to test them, to know, because I have a biofeedback scan test to know the level of osteoporosis and also muscle atrophy. So based on that, then I can design anti-aging protocols for them, because no matter the more you can see the picture, the more distractions on the surface, the more distractions inside. So you see that the younger versus older manifestations. So you see that on the younger body, there is no bone density loss, there is no muscle atrophy, and the connective tissues have enough adequate proteins such as collagen, elastin to keep the connective tissues firm and intact. But the opposite on an aged body, such as the other picture, you see that you can easily tell that how much bone she lost, and practically there is no muscles on the surface of the body. I would like to talk about the external contributor factor to aging, which is gravity force. So everybody talks about gravity. That some people that come to me, they say, oh, they read articles that you should put your head up all the time, you should lie all the time, because gravity is pulling your skin down. When it's a big subject, but look at us, we are constantly exposed to gravity, but we are still raising ourselves on the surface of Earth, and we're resisting to gravity. So gravity does not pull us down unless we lose bone density, we have muscle atrophy, and our connective tissues losing strength and firmness. Then gravity comes to play. The most important external aging contributor factor is the gravity force. It's constantly pulling us down. But the question is, we're constantly being exposed to the gravity force every single moment. But what makes us to raise ourselves on the surface of Earth to resist and not to be pulled down or to age instantly? compared to the other living beings, such as plants or animals? The answer is we constantly neutralizing the gravity. Constantly. We are not like plants or trees. Trees, for example, they try to neutralize the gravity to make themselves strong by rooting into the ground. And animals, they have 4 legs, but human beings have only 2. So the answer is the human body neutralizes the earth gravity by protein molecules and minerals. Again, minerals is so crucial in human body to neutralize the gravity. Otherwise, when we don't have enough adequate essential minerals, gravity can pull us down. Combined protein molecules with minerals provide rigid and strong structure that enables the human body, plants and animals to raise themselves above the surface of Earth. Any living structures on Earth that stretch upward are always built essentially around a protein mineral frameworks, which all the connective tissues in our body is based on protein and mineral framework. Protein and minerals are the 2 main essential nutrients for young, healthy body structure. Protein minerals is a lattice work cross strips arranged in a diagonal pattern of open spaces. It's like the same as this. Like if you can, look at my hands, that's how this diagonal lattice work is. And there is open spaces in this framework that these open spaces have to be filled all the time with some anti-aging hormones such as hyaluronic acid. It has to be filled with anti-aging proteins such as collagen and elastin to be firm and strong and having a strong connective tissues. That's the key to youthfulness and anti-aging. So this lattice work is around calcium and phosphorus minerals are deposited to form bones. The lattice work in the skin made by 2 giant proteins, collagen and elastin, which gives elasticity to this lattice work. Hyaluronic acid, the superhydrating hormone, which gives hydration to this lattice work. These are very, very crucial in anti-aging. Collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, and calcium phosphorus. Hyaluronic acid is a superhydrating hormone which gives hydration to this lattice work to neutralize the gravity. Collagen, elastin, proteins combined with minerals builds a solid and a strong network against the Earth gravity. That's a reason that we are not pulled down every single moment. So what is the causes of shrinking? Shrinking is caused by the bone loss. I'm just repeating it. Shrinking is caused by the muscle atrophy. Shrinking is caused by the loss of strength and elasticity in the connective tissues. And also shrinking is caused by the earth force or gravity caused if it's not neutralized, if we don't have enough, if we don't have a strong lattice work of protein and minerals. Always aged body is pulled toward gravity and hunched over or bent down. If you see the other pictures or the slides earlier, you see that the body is trying to bend towards gravity. That the reason is the loss of protein mineral lattice work. So it's very simple. If you really want to go through process of anti-aging, you just have to understand what the body needs in order to reverse the aging. So I mentioned earlier that 2 aging hormones that the body produces actually. One of them is cortisol. Cortisol is a danger. It's risky in short duration, but is an enemy to human body in a long run. Cortisol, or commonly named the stress hormone, is produced by the adrenal glands. Too much excretion contributes to aging. Affects the body's equilibrium, homeostasis, and metabolic processes. So in a small amount is our friend because it gives like fight and flight response in order to deal with stressors, but in a long run is our enemy. There are some important internal contributors to the body's aging phenomenon. One important factor is hormone cortisol, as I mentioned, or stress hormone. The fight and flight response has to be quickly neutralized, quickly removed, only for the time to respond to the stressors. Because equilibrium homeostasis has to get back to the balanced state very quickly. Excessive exposure to a stress will delay and sometimes block the process of regeneration and renewal. So cortisol can block regeneration and renewal process. Unnecessary and constant stress should be avoided to let the body heal, regenerate, and renew itself in a timely manner. I like this quote: life is a natural phenomenon. Living is an art. By living naturally, you can automatically minimize the unnecessary stresses, and you can constantly renew your physical body without a delay. So we all have to be artists in life to regenerate and renew in a timely manner. Insulin, another aging hormone, is a sugar carrier and produced by the beta cells of pancreas. High insulin always goes high after eating, especially sugary food and carbohydrates. Eating too much sugar or carbohydrates contribute to definite aging. Insulin functions the opposite of the renewal hormone, the IGF number 1. I would explain what is IGF number 1, but we have anti-aging hormone, which is IGF number 1, and insulin works opposite of IGF number 1. That's why insulin always has to be in check, always has to be under control. That's why I highly recommend for my anti-aging protocol, I always recommend fasting for the duration of 6 weeks at least, in order to bring insulin to the lowest level and to bring IGF number 1 or anti-aging hormone to the highest level. So, and insulin is friendly in a small or moderation, but enemy in a large amount. So people that they have fast, quick aging, their insulin is always high. So the human body renews itself only when the body is at rest. Don't think that when you go to the gym or you exercise, vigorous exercise, you can, reverse the clock, or put your body into anti-aging process. No, when the body is at rest, regeneration and renewal happens only when the body is at rest. When you are not eating, because when you're eating, insulin surges, and when you are sleeping, these 3 things are crucial in anti-aging. So the body does not regenerate when the body is active. Constant activity interrupts regeneration process. So I am not saying that activity is a bad thing. No, activity is great for metabolism. We need anabolic metabolism. We need activities, but regeneration does not happen when the body is active. That's why you need a cycle of activity with rest. Eating too much sugar and carbohydrates, not getting enough quality sleep, not getting enough rest would surge the insulin level and consequently block the production of the anti-aging hormones and stops the regeneration and renewal process. So now I'm getting into I don't know if Dr. Clearfield, can I continue or you need a break?
Continue on.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm getting into the anti-aging organ and anti-aging hormones. The human body has an amazing anti-aging organ, the liver. It's a factory of many anti-aging materials. Hepatocytes have a unique capacity. Sorry, just. Hepatocytes have a unique capability to reproduce in response to injury. Liver regenerates can occur after surgical removal of a portion of the liver or after injuries that destroy part of the liver. Liver is the only organ in human body that can function with just 25%. If there is an injury or some part of the liver surgically is removed, the liver can survive and can function fully, and with just 25% of the size. But between the 150 to 500 days is going to regrow to the full size. That's the beauty of the liver. But unfortunately, it's been kind of, sometimes it's been kind of insulted. I can say it's a repetitive insults on the liver. The liver is a metabolically active organ responsible for many vital functions. It's the human body's detoxifier. It purifies a wide variety of toxins and contaminants from our system on a daily basis. It renews itself with new cells every 150 to 500 days. Although the liver's ability to react to damage and repair itself is remarkable, but of course, repetitive insults can cause liver failure and ultimately death. So that's why liver is our anti-aging organ. It has primary functions, and you all know about primary functions, the bioproductions, the excretion of bilirubin, cholesterol, metabolism of fat, proteins, so many other functions, biological functions takes place in liver. So it's like our project managers. It's constantly, it's like a project manager constantly working as such job for you. And that's why you always say after 8 p.m., don't eat anything. Because the liver biological clock is 11 to 3. So 3 hours prior to liver biological clock, we should be stop eating to give the liver a break, because it's constantly working for us as a project manager. Liver is the only organ can regenerate and repair itself and grow back to its full size after an injury. Liver is the only organ can function with only 25%. Liver is the only organ that makes anti-aging hormone, IGF-1. The name is insulin-like growth factor #1. It's very similar with insulin in terms of function, structures. And it's our super anti-aging hormone and is made in the liver. IGF-1 stimulates your bone cell production. It stimulates your muscle mass buildup and rejuvenates the skin. IGF-1 stimulates production of GAG or hyaluronic acids. Hyaluronic acid is a negatively charged polymer and superhydrating agent made in the liver. GAG hydrating the lattice work of protein mineral in the connective tissues in bones, muscles, and skin. I think I mentioned earlier that this lattice work, that it has open spaces, it has to be filled with hyaluronic in order to have this framework strong, connective tissues very strong in bones, muscles, and skin. Liver makes two precious anti-aging hormones, IGF-1 and hyaluronic acid. These two are made in the liver. IGF-1, also called somatomedin C, is a hormone similar in molecular structure to insulin, which plays an important role in childhood growth and has anabolic effects. Anabolic effects means building up tissues and regeneration in adults. IGF-1 is a protein that is encoded by the IGF gene in humans. IGF-1 is made by the liver and is an extension of growth hormone from pituitary gland. So IGF and insulin are teeter-totter together. Like when insulin goes up, IGF-1 goes down. When insulin goes down, IGF-1 goes up. Is the key, is crucial in anti-aging process to keep the insulin low. So that's my job to do that when people are going on my protocol. So to keep their insulin and cortisol low. So when you see these two slides, like IGF-1 and growth hormone structures are very similar. They are coming from a straight family. Growth hormone and IGF-1 are closely related to steroid hormones, which stimulates bone growth and muscle builds up in the human body. Growth hormone is produced in the anterior pituitary gland in the brain, and it circulates through the blood to the liver, where it stimulates production of hormone IGF-1. In adulthood, we don't need much of growth hormone because we don't need a spike of growth, but we need a certain amount in order to stimulate the liver to produce the anti-aging hormone for us. So growth hormone stimulates fat tissues metabolism. One of the crucial things in anti-aging process is to lower the fat deposit in the body. So weight loss, fat loss, actually, it's one of the part of my protocol that people they go on anti-aging protocol, they must lose fat because IGF-1 does not do a great job if the body has a lot of adipose tissues or fatty tissues. The less fatty tissue, the more muscle and bones can be made by IGF-1. So when you're younger, in a young body, because they're growing rapidly, they have a firm skin, their skin have high elasticity, they're making muscles, they're building tissues, they're very active, their metabolism is anabolic, the state of metabolism is constructive, and the body is in the building up processes, and their regeneration process is much faster. They need high amount of growth hormone. But when as I said, because they need a higher amount of growth hormone for spore growth and shorter spike in like children and adolescents. But in older body, the growth hormone is declining because it stops growing rapidly. When we are older, we get our maximum height and width, and activity is not going to be like a child or like a teenager or an adolescent. So the bone metabolism is decreasing. Muscle atrophy can happen, loss of tissues, a skin wrinkle, lack of elasticity and firmness. The metabolism becomes catabolic, and the state of body goes through degeneration, and breakdown processes takes place, and ultimately aging happens. But even when we stop growing rapidly after adolescence and growing to manhood or womanhood, we still grow, and we need growth hormone, but in a small amount for our body repair. regeneration, and renewal. Growth hormone is needed to metabolize and maintain the proper amount of stored fat in the body to make muscles. I call this concept growing order. The more fat, the less growth hormone. The less fat, the more growth hormone. So fat is one of the risk factors in aging. As a result, the body can build muscles, repair tissues, make bones, and maintain bone density at any age by reducing fat. Brain reduces production of growth hormone as we grow older. But which one is responsible for our regeneration in adulthood? Growth hormone stimulates the liver, as I mentioned earlier, to secrete the regeneration hormone IGF-1 in order to stimulate the proliferation of cartilage cells, resulting in bone growth, muscle buildup, and skin rejuvenations. So it's like growth hormone in a high amount, we need it in childhood, in teenage time, and adolescence, then it's declining. Then it gradually gives the job to the liver and IGF-1. So if you look at this slide, you see the regeneration pathway in a very, very simple way. We see that the growth hormone from anterior pituitary gland stimulates the liver. The liver produces IGF-1. IGF-1, it affects the bone productions and muscle buildup and also skin rejuvenation. So we need enough IGF-1 in order to do anti-aging. So in order to have enough IGF-1, we have to have a healthy liver. Another slide. So the liver again increases produces IGF-1 to increase the bone growth, to increase the muscle mass, and decrease adipose tissues or fatty tissues. So fatty tissues is impediment to anti-aging. So the main anti-aging tips is the clean liver, healthy liver. And most of the time I recommend, for which I do it myself, at least 2 weeks a month, I do fasting. High IGF-1, the anti-aging hormone, high hyaluronic or GAG, high collagen and elastin, the anti-aging proteins, low insulin, low cortisol, and adequate calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, fluoride, silica. They are anti-aging minerals. And vitamin A, E, D, C. We need them in a large amount for collagen productions. And definitely B3, one of the B complexes, it's super anti-aging vitamins as well. We need pure water for hydration and detoxification. And we need adequate oxygen to carry nutrients to our cells. These are the tips that we have to know them. These are the two other hormones that ghrelin and somatostatin. These are two hormones that they must be under control. I take them into consideration in my anti-aging protocols for sure. Ghrelin is a hunger hormone that's produced from digestive system, especially the stomach. It has to be under control, and also somatostatin that can be produced by almost many tissues, but mostly digestive system and nervous system. It has to be under control because these two hormones affect hormones, insulin and cortisol. So I would like to get to my treatments, to my clinical treatments, in order to bring ghrelin and somatostatin hormones under control. I have series of remedies, homeopathic remedies, that works on these two hormones during my anti-aging protocols. So according to the case, because each individual would get the remedies that is best suited to the case, to that individual. I don't have a ready prescription for everybody. I designed protocols for each individual accordingly. I have general anti-aging protocol for 6 weeks. So the very first thing I give is a single homeopathic remedies in order to bring the bodies into alignment. So as I explained earlier, if you remember, that the physical body and non-physical body always have to come into alignment in order to bring the body into a healthy state. So I do liver drainage, I do kidney drainage. Why kidney? Because liver and kidney always work together. These two emunctories always relying on each other. I do kidney drainage on people that they have very overloaded liver, and liver works so hard, or they had some liver had injury, they had some surgery on the liver, or so many other reasons that the liver and the body relies on another emunctory, which is the kidney. So, but mostly I do the liver detox or liver drainage. I do cellular and tissue drainage by Gemotherapy Remedies, and I do mineralization along with detoxification by homeopathic minerals or Schussler salts and oligo elements according to the person's mineral deficiencies. But no matter the deficiencies, during detoxification, I always shower people by minerals, because detoxification has a huge toll on the body if there is no enough minerals, because detoxification needs a lot of minerals in order to alkalinize the body, and also all the process of detoxification needs many different minerals. So for the liver detox, again, according to the case, I choose the best suited remedy for the individuals, and they go through a liver detoxification. For the kidneys, for the individuals that who they need kidney drainage, I choose one of the best, again, suited remedy for them. I put almost everyone on cortisol lowering remedies. So this is something that, because I haven't found anybody that is not under stress. So even environmental stress or relationship stress or whatever stress, I found everybody needs to go on cortisol lowering remedies. So I choose from 2 different categories, from the homeopathic remedies and also from gemotherapy, because these remedies complementing each other so well. And I choose, depends, like I choose one gemo and one homeopathy for cortisol lowering. I do insulin lowering remedies as well. And again, I choose one gemotherapy and one homeopathic remedies. So sometimes some people, they might need 2 remedies and 2 gemos. Again, it depends on the individuals. And if, for example, diabetes people, and they are on medications, or they are border diabetes, and definitely they're a little bit harder, sometimes to find the very right remedy for them. But I always try my best to try to keep their insulin low. I definitely give everyone oligo remedies or trace minerals. Homeopathic minerals or tissue salts is one of the main mineral I give to everyone according to the case. Fat-soluble vitamins from these four, it's again, according to the case, it's not that some people, they need vitamin A, but they don't need vitamin E. Sometimes they need vitamin D, but they don't need anything else. But depends on the case. As I said, I have to test them first to see the deficiencies on minerals, deficiency on vitamins. Then according to the case, I choose the best vitamin for them. Also, water-soluble vitamins. So B3 definitely, I give almost to everyone, but the other B vitamins is again according to the case. The collagen is the primary component of the body's connective tissues. Both collagen and elastins are protein fibers that make up the supporting structure of the skin. Collagen is primarily made of 3 amino acids, glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. Collagen is made of this amino acid by the fibroblast cells in papillary dermis. So when we give these 3 amino acids to the body, the fibroblast cells in the dermis is going to make collagen on its own. So there is one general protocol that I give: liver drainage and kidney drainage, all that I mentioned earlier, fasting, but there is one designed protocol. I have one design protocol for male and one for female. They are not similar. And they're similar in kind of, in terms of protocol, but not remedies. Endocrine homeopathic remedy are chosen for both, for female and male, but there are different remedies. I chose endocrine homeopathic remedy for the glandular and the endocrine activation to stimulate the pituitary gland to produce enough growth hormone, no matter the age, to stimulate thyroid gland to regulate metabolism, stimulate pancreas for digestive enzymes productions, and also insulin regulations, adrenal glands to regulate the cortisol level, testes regulating male hormones, testosterone and androgen. It's all about balancing the male endocrine system for the optimum functioning for regeneration. So male anti-aging supporting gemotherapy remedies as well. There are wonderful, wonderful remedies for male. That one of them is the strongest male tonic, Quercus, and Sequoia gigantea and Rosmarinus officinalis. These are something that I've been working with them for 22 years with absolute beautiful results. And I include them to the male anti-aging. So these are remedies for male, endocrine remedies. And these are the gemotherapy male remedies. The female remedies also I designed a protocol for female. Each one goes on the protocol for 6 weeks. So 6 weeks the general, 6 weeks the specific. So endocrine homeopathic remedies for the glandular and endocrine activation to stimulate the pituitary gland, the same thing, but the only difference is the remedies that chosen for female works on the ovaries, so regulating female hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Again, it's all about activating and balancing the endocrine system for the optimal functioning. And also I give the female supporting gemotherapy remedies. Rubus is one of the best ones, Sequoia gigantea, that actually works for male and female. For male, works on the testosterone and androgen. For female, it's a precursor of estrogen. So also Rosmarinus officinalis. These are the female remedies, endocrine remedies, and these are female gemotherapy remedies. So now, sometimes people come with the long degenerations and long degenerative process. They have gone through long chronic diseases, or they had some people, they went through like chemotherapy, they had accidents, they have gone through degeneration for a long period of time. So they are in advanced stage of aging. So at this point, in addition to the general protocol and also male or female protocol, I give them the advanced protocol as well. There is one internal advanced remedies for internal cellular degeneration in all systems. It's for profound cellular intoxication and prolonged degenerative conditions. So I have cancer patients that they come to me and I put them on these remedies for internal anti-aging. And there is one for external. So some they come with the absolute degenerations, as you saw the picture, the slides, an old woman with that completely degenerated with muscle atrophy and wrinkles all over. For external cellular degeneration, I give another remedies, but I mostly give these two remedies to the person. For external toxic waste, for profound cellular intoxication, and for degenerative condition of ectoblast, the outer wall of the cell's origin. So these two remedies goes together, but I only give it to people with advanced aging. So I give them a homework as well to do at home, along with the clinical treatments. They have to follow this home regimen. They have to do the liver drainage in addition to the liver detox remedies with the green fresh vegetable juice, fresh lemon juice on a regular basis, especially in the morning on a regular basis during the treatments. They definitely have to work on their body fat reductions because the growth hormone is, it's going to be stopped producing when the body fat is high. So, and consequently, the IGF-1 is going to be lower. I highly recommend intermittent fasting. They always have challenge with my, kind of recommendations, but they get used to it. So I ask them to not to have anything before 11. The only thing that you should have is only fresh green vegetables with lemon in the morning and with all those remedies and the protocols. And 11, you should have something small for breakfast and don't have anything until 5 p.m. So it's 16 hours window. You shouldn't have anything because the body regenerates only when you don't eat. As soon as you eat, insulin goes up, IGF-1 goes down. So we try to do our best to increase IGF-1 through the day. So the best thing is to just have one small meal at 11 a.m. and one food portion, less carbs at 5 p.m. and don't have anything until 11 tomorrow. Actually, it's something that I always do. So it was definitely hard for me in the beginning, but now it's it's my routine. So you have to lower the insulin level by limiting your sugar and carbs. You must lower your cortisol hormone by minimizing your constant stresses. And definitely you have to stop eating 3 hours prior to the bedtime to minimize the level of insulin. Eating close to the bedtime is worst eating contributor. So it was the challenge with some of my patients to ask them not to eat, but definitely they see the best result when they don't eat 3 hours prior to the bedtime. Even you go to a deep sleep, but the insulin is high, regeneration does not happen. So that's why you have to stop eating at least. Personally, I like it 5 hours prior to sleep, but at least 3 hours, because if it's more than 3 hours, insulin still is going to be produced, because still food has to be the still sugar has to be carried. High intensity interval exercise. So it's highly recommended. Short time more often, 3 to 4 times a week is sufficient. It's not that I ask them to stop going to the gym or stop doing vigorous exercise, but during especially the first and second period of the anti-aging protocols, I would highly recommend them to have high intensity interval exercise instead of aerobics, instead of vigorous exercise, because the body regenerates when it's at rest. So do not forget high mineral rich food such as green leafy vegetables and roots are high in minerals. This is a homework. This is something that everybody has to do it at home. So anti-aging home regimen, as I mentioned, so it's the same thing. Optimal digestion, increase high quality protein intake. So if protein, it's something that it's lowering the insulin. Carbs is increasing it, protein is decreasing it. So increasing high quality protein intake is helping the regeneration process much, much faster. Reduce sugar and alcohol intake at all times, because alcohol is actually sugar, it's turned to sugar. Optimize your sleep to increase natural melatonin productions from pineal glands. Natural production. I'm not asking you to take melatonin. Naturally should be produced by pineal glands. Optimal digestion, the key to anti-aging, having adequate digestive enzymes and healthy gut flora. No stimulants such as smoking, recreation drugs, too much alcohol, frequent coffee, and of course, bad relationships at everywhere, like domestic relationships, bad relationships at work, society, or wherever, because it affects, it's really, really affects the harmony in the body. Routine skincare, daily home regimen, and clinical skin care treatments monthly or on a regular basis is recommended. As I mentioned earlier in the beginning, 90% is inside out anti-aging and 10% is outside in anti-aging. There is always a younger you inside you, but you have to find it. The human body can slow down and reverse aging at any age and at any time of life, because the body makes all the necessary materials such as proteins, enzymes, and hormones, which are needed for regeneration process. The best and the most accurate pharmacy and manufacturer is inside you. Just activate and support it. That is called quantum anti-aging. I love these quotes. These are my favorite quotes. You're never too old to be young, to look young and to feel young, to age fast or to age slow or not age at all is for you to decide. To know how to grow older, but not getting old, is the master work of wisdom and intelligence, which we all have it by nature. We just need to awaken it. Living is an art, and growing old without being degenerated is an art of living. So we are growing old, but we're not supposed to be degenerated. It is the most difficult and challenging chapter in our lives, but we can make it easier by receiving adequate holistic knowledge and fundamentally understanding the human body's functions and dimensions. So I offer anti-aging course at Quantum Academy. I've been doing it for years, but this course is 10 to 12 hours. I could not fit it in just 1 hour. It's more in depth, and I elaborate on every single concept, and it's very interesting. And I go through the cycle of cellular cycle, like Krebs cycle. I go through all the so many different, body processes. And this is, it's just 2 days, 10 hours to 12 hours. And I offer certificates. You can use it in your practice or for continued education. And thank you so much. Wishing you a healthy body renewal. Thank you so much for your attention and being here. And
thank you, Dr. Zarrin. That was quite extensive and quite informative in an hour and so many minutes. So
I don't know. I'm sure that I missed a lot of points.
Well,
it's very hard for me to fit it in.
We have an infinite number of Tuesdays between now and we retire, so you're always welcome back.
No, I mean, yeah, but for these sessions, I was just hoping not to miss a lot of main points. But I hope that you got something out of it, right?
Well, I always get something from you. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. So
okay, I will get you the video as soon as it's done. And anybody have any questions, comments? We have a couple of thank yous. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Zarrin?
I just want to stop sharing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. And
yeah, if there is any questions, so.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
You help people after they've had chemotherapy. Is there anything that you do? Can you help people who are going through chemotherapy?
They are actively going through chemotherapy, or they have gone through chemotherapy?
They're going through it rather than being done.
Okay. What I do with cancer patients, I do it before chemotherapy and then after chemotherapy.
Okay.
During chemotherapy, because they don't have much of, because homeopathy works on the vital force. It works on the energy level. And it's very hard to bring the energy level to the point that homeopathy can work. So because they're actively going through chemotherapy. So, but definitely prior to chemotherapy and after, I do it, and I have done it on many patients.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
okay. Anybody else? So we will have this up. It's on our website. It'll be up on our website is probably usually in a day or two. Dr. Zarrin, she'll get hers as soon as I get it done. AOSRD.org/webinars. We're rounding out our program for the end of March. I'll be sending out a new flyer probably within the next day or two. March 25th to 27th in Las Vegas and online. Please try to attend. We have a number of superstars, people that you've seen here, people that can sometimes command as much as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for an hour's lecture. Are going to be here. We have Dr. Campbell's going to be with us, who was here last week. Dr. Gresh, Felice Gresh, Kathleen O'Neill Smith. I actually have Dr. Anwar, who is an acupuncturist. He's coming all the way from Pakistan. So don't tell me you can't get there, because he's coming from Pakistan, and he's going to be our leadoff speaker. So the AOSRD.org will give you all the information on the program, and we're looking forward to having a really great turnout. We're right on the Strip at the Flamingo Hotel, March 25th to 27th. We also, John, if you don't know this yet, but we received a grant from the AOA. It wasn't a whole lot, but at least it was something. And so we continue on. We're also being re-credentialed, and confident we'll be able to get their 5-year maximum recredentialing. That'll be February 12th. I've been working on that. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Anybody have any speakers or would like to speak themselves, either here or I still have 1 or 2 openings in Las Vegas. And if you have topic that is, we do integrative medicine and includes everything Dr. Zarrin does and everything Dr. Patel does. We have, of course, autoimmunity, rheumatology. We do hormone replacement. We have a big a group of cannabis folks. We also have, for licensing purposes, 2 hours of pain management, 1 hour of ethics, and 1 hour of suicide prevention, which is what most of at least the Western states require for their licensing. So in March, you'll get that out of the way. We're still pretty inexpensive for, right downtown Las Vegas. So anybody else have any comments, questions? I hope everyone, thank you again, Dr. Zarrin.
Thank you.
And we'll be, when is Dr. Nawak getting together for our next annual global webinar that seems to come 3 times a year? I don't think, I think we need to talk to him about what annual means. So this year, 2021, we had 3 annual global webinars, right?
Actually, Dr. Clearfield, we're supposed to have 4.
4.
Yeah, every 3 months.
Every manual means once a year, though.
4 times. The demand is high for the global conferences. So,
Okay.
but we learn so much from each other. And
Yes, we do. So
yeah. So
we'll get that information out to our folks too.
So if Dr. Clearfield, would you like to have a video recorded again, like last time, that I can add it to our announcements?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because you're organizing committee as well. So
I'm already on. Yeah.
You are, right?
I'm
okay.
already on. He got me at, I don't know how he got me, but he got me. So.
Okay.
I always feel like I'm too traditional, though. I'm the traditional part, because everybody there is kind of doing really sort of out of the box, work, and I'm sort of like the doctor with sort of the old fuddy duddy there. So.
Oh, you're doing a great job. So thank you so much for being part of it. And yeah, that's awesome. And
anybody have any questions?
Any questions? If nobody wants to
no,
get
we're just taking it all in, and when you're like Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way, it's difficult. Difficult, except to just sit there in awe, really. So okay. All right, everybody. This is holiday week for some. And so have a happy holiday, and please stay safe. And if Dr. Halasso's around, he can give you his latest COVID protections. If not, if everybody's good, I am going to say good night, and we will see you next week. Next week we have Dr. Luis Martinez is going to talk about senolytics. He's the doctor who we got kind of caught up in a travel snafu, and I ended up having to do the low-dose naltrexone a couple of weeks ago. So we have him next week. So we'll see you then. Same time, same station, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Same link. And have a lovely holiday week, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you, Dr.
Holiday to everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.